what's the question there? The question here is tattoo good or bad? I can't answer that question right now. The first problem is, why do you have a problem with it? I don't think it's wrong. Because we're not just living the faith life for do's and don'ts. Why is tattoo not good?
No. So the question is not why is tattoo good or bad. As a spiritual leader, is this so?
No. We have to break it first. So because the reason why we have a problem with it is because we don't feel tattoo is right.
Okay.
And that's why we think it's a problem for a spiritual leader to do it, because the spiritual leader is doing it, is going to allow others to do it because it is not good.
True.
Right, so the first question is tattoo good or bad? Let me ask you a question. Is makeup good or bad? Is microblading good or bad?
Can be good, can be bad.
See, and the truth is that what God gives to us is raw material. Life in itself, entirety, existence in itself is raw material. What man has done to it is improve on it and created more things about it. Same thing with a woman. A woman is beautiful without any makeup. But guess what? It's raw material at best. At the time when we started doing makeup, I promise you, Christians drag women. I can't afford to say cast my mom on this, but I'm going to just go to cast her small. But she had issues with people wearing trousers. Guess what? My mom got to the UK. Guess who is flaunting trousers? The same mommy. What changed? I don't think the answer is whether it's good or bad. The question we should be asking is, why are we doing it? Why are you doing a tattoo? I just feel like we are looking for a Christianity that is filled with hypocrisy. You know what does this mean? It means that if everybody come and appear to us as good, then he's a believer. If everybody appears to us in a good form, we will have no problem with him. We will believe he's a believer. You will have marked his unguardedness, misbehavior, marks it with a perfect appearance that suits what the culture and society approves. Whereas he will be a terrible human being behind the scenes. The first problem is, why do you have a problem with it?
Because he's a spiritual leader. Like, are we not supposed to follow your footsteps? You are drawing tattoo. That means all of us can draw tattoo. Like, so what is, I think there's somewhere in the scripture that talks about tattoo and why we should not do it. So if he is doing it as a pastor, don't you think that something is wrong?
No, I don't think it's wrong. It's not just about do's and don'ts. We're not just living the faith life for do's and don'ts. There's always a reason. You see, one of the things that Jesus came to do is to bring clarity to things that, and there's a part of scripture that says that the letter killeth, right? But the spirit gives life. What does that even mean? It means that when you read things by blueprints, you're going to miss out on a lot of things, right? But if you understand the essence and the reason behind the things that we have, then people are going to be able to, live according to it. Now, so what's the question there? The question here is tattoo good or bad? I can't answer that question right now, right? But what I can say to you is, why is tattoo not good?
No, so the question is not why is tattoo good or bad. As a spiritual leader, is this so?
No. We have to break it first. So because the reason why we have a problem with it is because we don't feel tattoo is right.
Okay.
And that's why we think it's a problem for a spiritual leader to do it, because the spiritual leader is doing it, he's going to allow others to do it because it's not good.
True.
Right? So the first question is tattoo good or bad? Let me ask you a question. Is makeup good or bad?
Can be good, can be bad.
Is microblading good or bad?
Can be good, can be bad.
See, and the truth is that what God gives to us is raw material. Life in itself, entirety, existence in itself is raw material. What man has done to it is improve on it and created more things about it, right? The same thing with a woman. A woman is beautiful without any makeup. But guess what? It's raw material at best. We are dated enough to the point where makeup became something very beautiful. At the time when we started doing makeup, I promise you Christians drag women. I can't afford to say cast my mom on this, but I'm going to just go to cast her small. My mommy went to go and draw. Oh, let me save her life.
Please,
but
sorry. Mommy knows what she knows.
But she had issues with people wearing trousers. Guess what? My mom got to the UK. Guess who is flaunting trousers? The same mommy. What changed? Right? So now the question is it good or bad? I don't think the answer is whether it's good or bad. The question we should be asking is, why are we doing it? Why are you doing a tattoo?
Exactly.
Right.
Because that's it for me. For me, it's like it's a tattoo. It's something that is avoidable. He could have chosen not to do
Exactly.
it and not draw a tattoo. So when he's doing it, and because he brought it to social media, don't you think he's sort of even looking for like an attention? And as a spiritual leader or as a pastor, he should not even be looking to gain such attention.
You see, another problem again we have is, as a spiritual leader, he should not be. Where are those laws from? Travis Green, for instance, has tattoos. Does it make him less a Christian?
But we see people that are still
Tai Chi Betts, for instance, one of the world's finest gospel musicians. right? That we've lifted up holy hands for Nigerians. He came to Nigeria. He came for experience. Came for night of worship. We lifted up holy
He's
hands.
not really our pastor. That's why we don't really have anything to say. We will talk about our own pastor. We don't want our pastor drawing tattoos. We want them live. Did Jesus draw tattoo?
I just feel like you are looking for a Christianity that is filled with hypocrisy. That's what we're going to be doing. It means that you know what this means? It means that if everybody come and appear to us as good, then he's a believer.
But don't you think it's
No. Hold on one thought. I wish you heard what I just said now. It means that if everybody appears to us in a good shape, in a good form, we will have no problem with him. We will believe he's a believer. Now, you will have maxed his unguardedness, his misbehavior. He would have marked it with a perfect appearance that suits what the culture and society approves, whereas he will be a terrible human being behind the scenes. And that's what we've always done. You see ladies that wear the big gowns and the big skirts and approve them as good in society. Why? Because they pass the test of what morality looks like to you in appearance. Whereas we lose touch of who you really are, because who you really are is not a container but content. To be very honest, right? And we can pass the test of container and miss out on content. And every time I appear to you as great, I appear to you, with low cuts, I appear to you not with dreads, I appear to you not with beards. You see me as a great person. But guess what? You've lost out on who I really am. If somebody marry me with my beards and with my low cut and with how I look, then you've probably chosen wrongly, right? Because the true test of a human being is both the content and its container. Right now,
there's an adage that says you should dress the way you want to be addressed. So
very true.
With this that you are saying that no, that we should not judge people by what we see. And sometimes I feel like when you say that don't address people by the way they address, I feel like it's a flawed statement. When I see a drunk, because of the way you look, I already know that you're a drunk. That is who you are, already giving me a perception of who you are, like even without meeting you. So now is it that all this adage and all these things are being flawed now, and it's looking like these things don't work for our generation? Because I feel like our generation is really the problem.
Now, the problem is not even the law. The problem is why the law exists, right? When I look like a drunk in a context, it is not good. I promise you, looking like a drunk in another context is perfect. Example: clean the drunk, as make money from looking drunk. Great guy, right? But in a context, that's perfect. Now the question is, what? So we cannot live a life just on rules. There are reasons for things, right? And that is one thing that we need to shift our perspective from when we're talking about culture shaping, is that everything has a purpose. There's nothing that is just casting. If you follow things hook like an sinker, we're going to have issues with how we live. A lot of things we'll question. Look. See, there are things we can dabble into right now that we might even shake tables a little bit. Should we get there?
Yeah. That's
For instance, now, thou shalt not lie. Anu, let me ask you a question. Can you actually live a life without lies?
There are some lies that are white lies.
I can tell you in scriptures where people had to lie, and lie was needed at the time. Context. So the idea of a rule and laws are not created just for them to exist as laws. They're created for people to curb people's unguardedness and to allow people to live the best of themselves, right? Not that following the law to the latter is what gives you the best of expression. Do you get my point? For instance, now you're in a place where you know for sure that the thief can never see you. As you are hiding in a place where armed robbers came to the house, you are in a place, a location in the house that is sure for you that they can never see you in that house. Guess what? Thou shalt not lie. Then you hear the thief say,
Where are you?
Where are you? Everybody, come out. Bah, come out of where you are right now. Now, every instinct in your mind is telling you, thou shalt not lie. Right? Now, it will be foolish and unwise, unguarded for you to step out and say, I cannot lie. So, please, I am here. I am here. And that's what the society wants you to believe as a Christian. That as a man of God, you're not a man of God. Now, when you come out there with foolishness, you have been shot. You get to heaven. Jesus will ask you questions. And I can show you a case in point in scripture. Abraham was to go and meet Abimelech the king, right? And he was to take Sarah with him. Abraham had to tell Abimelech that Sarah is his sister. Now, if truly that shall not lie now, God should be angry with Abraham for lying. Do you know what happened? Lord told Abimelech. So since Abraham said it's his sister, so he wants to sleep with Sarah because it's his sister. It's not his wife. He doesn't say it's his wife. So Abimelech was going to sleep with Sarah. The Lord appeared to Abimelech and told him, if you sleep with her, I will kill you. I won't just kill you, I'll kill your entire generation. God. One, Samuel. So he wants to go anoint David. And if you go anoint David as king, when there's already an existing king, they will kill him. And he said, if I should get there, they will kill me. And God told him, tell them you want to go and offer sacrifice. In a context, this life, the idea of do not lie is to curb our unguardedness as human beings, but does not shut down our brains.
Okay, but you know that there's also this space of role models, and we've seen it many times that people are a reflection of their role model. I can tell who your role model is by when if I speak to you or have further conversations with you or even spend some time with you, I can tell the people that you look up to. So when we already have pastors like this or spiritual leaders like this, and then we have young people in particular that are not even sure of where their path is, and they are looking up to people like that, and they see things like tattoo being drawn, they see all of these things. Don't you think that we're beginning to build a society whereby people might be misled because of this reflection of these people?
Let me take you back in time, right? There was a time where the churches at the time that were in reign at the time were churches that were frowning against a lot of the things that I've come to accept today, like ladies now going to church with their hair and with makeup, right, and with trousers. Mm-hmm. I grew up in CAC. In CAC, it was forbidden to go to CAC without your scarf, without your skirt long beyond your knees, with your bare face as a woman. If you go there, you'll be dragged. Guess what? Some churches came to accommodate those who were chased out of church.
Don't you think that's
example
where the problem
of those churches?
is?
No.
Because
if that exists, then have you seen the beauty of a woman in the makeup? Anu? Have you seen a woman in a Bond Street hair? You can.
We've seen women with natural beauty and they're so good.
I don't argue. Yes, I'm not arguing with you. But have you seen women with Bond Street, with a makeup, a decent dress? Have you seen them before? We have never had the fortune to experience women in that dimension if there was no acceptance in our innovation. The truth is that whether or not we catch up, the world is moving. Right?
And what if the world is moving towards hell?
Towards
hell. We're going to hellfire. Everybody's just doing.
Should we enter hellfire?
So the thing is that
the conversation of hellfire?
No, we're not. I'm just saying that because now what you're saying is it means that when there is a gap, there would be an institution that is going to come up with something that is going to fill that gap. So are we not worried that these people, these institutions that are coming up, are filling the gaps the wrongly? So they are accepting the excesses of these people, even when they should not even do that. For instance, the trouser thing. If we didn't have churches or spaces that agreed to say that, you can wear trouser into my space, it means that now we would not have anybody wearing trouser. Now we don't know what the good or the bad side of trouser. We just know that. Yeah. So don't you think that creating space for everything that seems like it's wrong, don't you think it's going to become a problem?
Now, the idea of what is wrong is questionable. It's something that requires question. Now, what made skirts in the first place? The skirts that we're accepting now was once not what was in vogue at the time. So what is right? We came into life, we met what is right in our time, and created a barrier to believe that is what is right and everything is wrong. We all came into this life. What we met on this life was a better expression of what happened the last time before we came. So what is really good? And if you look at it, right, the church is currently not even in every space. This same you are going to the office where you are going to, you're going with scarf to the office or off to an office where people are going with Bond Street. Now, this is not just the church. This is the world. This is humanity. This is God's world. God's world is not streamlined to churches, to just church. God's world is an expression of the entirety of creation. Right? So when we get to the world, and then people are wearing bullshit in the office, and then you have seen someone that wear bullshit, and someone that, right? I don't know, I say, in your office, now you see someone that bullshit, and someone, it's SU.
What's SU? It's still perception. What if I like SU?
And that's
In
the,
the end,
and that's
so
the
it's
thing.
still what
So-
it is
so
now.
it
It
is
does not mean that I'll pick the person that is wearing the bone straight first
True. Now,
before picking
don't
somebody.
forget the idea of this conversation is to go back to the fact that it is not a matter of what is right or what is wrong. The person who is not doing tattoo is not wrong. However, the person doing tattoo as well is not wrong.
So
Do you understand? So-
you are in support of the pastor.
I'm not just in
tattoo.
support of the pastor. I might not do tattoo. Now, reason why I may not do tattoo personally is that my mommy can faint.